global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned. Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. We are so excited that you are back, and we have some info to share with you. And the info has to do with what we had been talking about in Kano State. A lot of people have been pitying Kano State, reason being that the people in there seem not to understand what is going on, and they do not abide by the guidelines of NCDC that we have to maintain social distancing, especially when we are outside. We need to stay back at home. Apart from that, also we must try to have our gloves with us and also face mask with us. So in Kano State, that has not been observed, and we've seen a lot of cases coming up there. They have overtaken in the chart right now. They are very close to Lagos State. But just fairly recently, the president announced that there will be relax of lockdown in Lagos State, Ogun, and also Abuja. And this has also affected other state governors, as many other states have decided to, stop some of their interboundary lockdown. So right now, everybody seems to be free to move. But you'll be so amazed what is happening in Lagos State, a place that we believe that there's so much wisdom there, so much intelligence there, a place that we had thought that they can do such a thing like not maintaining social distancing. We are going to play you a few videos that you're going to see things for yourself, and you'll be so amazed, and you will know that this thing that we are talking about, ignorant, it seems is running from north to south. We are going to show you what is happening in Lagos State, and also what is happening in a state in the southeast. And when we finish, we'll be back so that we can look critically into this issue and see how we can make headway suggestion for the country. All right, come with me.
Border don't open, no. See as people they walk at the pass. This one na foot border. Ah, wow.
I want to close that mouth.
Hello guys, welcome back. You have seen the video there. Before now, we had already watched several videos from from Kano State about the issue of social distancing, and most Nigerians have been talking about that severally, to a point one renowned Nigerian said something very touching, that they should forget about Kano State because very soon it will be a ghost land. But hey, the same thing is happening right away here in Lagos State. We have seen the attitude of Lagosians. They were just like animals who have not been freed for a while, or people who have not been freed for a while, and releasing them, they're like, hey, let us use this opportunity to enjoy before there will be another lockdown. A lot of Nigerians have gone to their social media to react. Some say they're overly scared about what is currently happening, that Nigerians are clearly showing that this whole issue of coronavirus is not as real as expected. Their attitude clearly shows that they do not really give in to what is currently happening. Another person says that the federal government and the state government by their intentional carelessness regarding this ravaging and deadly novel COVID-19 are all bunches of donuts and puff-puff, because it is believed that because of what we have seen thus far, this kind of thing wouldn't have been permitted. At least, you know, even if they would have done it, it wouldn't have been, you know, just releasing everything. At least should have been a partial lockdown release, not just allowing people to go. Imagine how people are gathering in the bank, you know. And unfortunately, one of the things that have a kind of made people not overly interested in what will happen to them again is the fact that the palliatives that we have been expecting is not coming as expected. You know, the palliatives are not coming as most Nigerians have expected. So right now, an opportunity to step out, mostly those who are daily workers, are doing everything to ensure that they build up their finances again. Some, they have finished exhausting their food. Most of them also have finished, you know, their savings. So right now, everybody wants to see how they can run around without cognizant to the fact that this virus is still alive, strong, and very well here in Nigeria, and will not mind to take on anyone who shows any act of carelessness. This is really frightening. I saw a tweet from someone, and the person was talking about what happened in Ghana, and which is actually true. The issue in Ghana, we all know that Ghana had, for like 2 weeks now, they have released, you know, they have stopped the lockdown. They are now, a lot of Ghanaians are out doing their own businesses and all of that. But the issue here is that the case of Nigeria, our population is far bigger than their own. And if we continue this way, it therefore means the casualty will increase in a dimension that we least expected. The only difference between the southeast states, Lagos State, and also Kano is the fact that in the case of Lagos State, we are seeing some precautions of face mask. That's the only thing I can see, and I believe most of them may have stepped out with hand sanitizer. But even with that, the most recommended is staying back at home and social distancing. One of the attributes of Nigerian globally is the fact that we are so impatient that we can't even abide by any guideline. That was why when this coronavirus came up, I was earnestly praying that it should not enter into Nigeria, because if it does, the casualty will be unthinkable. And guess what? We have a period of time where we are going to, use to rate if truly Nigerians, this issue of COVID-19 is actually true or not, because between now and the next 2 weeks, I believe so much that what will happen in Lagos will call for another lockdown, because if we allow things to run this way, in the next 2 weeks, it will be unthinkable. Somebody also came up and, it was among those, I believe the person must have stepped out, and the person said here that what I do is, as I'm returning home, I make use of my ginger and the other herbal medicines to ensure that I still keep strong. I keep my immunity strong. That's what the person had to say. Nigeria, most people believe that this whole issue of, COVID-19, already there's a cure for it. That's what a lot of people believe, especially to say that belief system is traceable to the likes of the governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, who opened up when they asked him, he was infected with the virus. But after a period of 1 or 2 weeks, he came back and he said he was sound and good to go. And when asked how he did it, he made some recommendation like black seed oil, carrot, and the likes. That those are the things that he made use of, and that boosted his immunity and his back. So most of the Lagosians say that they already have these things in place. So as they are going back, whether there is COVID-19 or there is no COVID-19, they ensure that they sip their own water, that's the herbal water, and all of that. That's good enough. But guess what? It's not everybody that is that smart to know that they have to apply all of that. And even NCDC have not openly say that these herbal drinks made up of ginger and the likes can cure this issue of this issue of coronavirus. So I don't even know how true it is, if it can actually cure. But right now, I think the attitude of the Lagosians are not really good enough. Yes, we were not the ones that brought in this virus. According to Senator Abaribe, it was actually the rich that went out there and bring it into the country. But at the same time, because it has to do with life, I think as at this point, it is reasonable enough for everyone to ensure that they stay off, being in crowded places, because the truth is we still need you, If you are in Lagos and you are listening to this, I want you to know that Nigeria still needs you. You're overly important to your parents. You're overly important to this country. You're overly important to the future. As such, it's foolishness for us to treat ourselves this way. Most people are thought that the Kano people are actually illiterate, and that's why they are dragging us back. Most people even went further to say common social distancing and decorum they can't even observe. But here we are. We are not in Kano, we are in Lagos, and see the attitude of Lagosians. So this whole thing, it shows that the problem is not just Kano State, the generality of Nigeria. But then we've got to stop, because things are happening. We have shown you videos of a man who came up and was crying over the fact that the families that the street have they've been seeing ambulance entering to pick people out and all of that. So we need to work on ourselves so that we wouldn't end up losing our loved ones during this period, or even being lost to the COVID-19. That's where we like to live.